should say. But you happy with a 13th, which is where you'll start tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that's all right. That kind of puts us in a position to have more red tires than everyone else, because I mean, obviously the reds are the better tire right now, at least for qualifying, but I think they will be for the race as well. That's kind of notorious for this place, so it benefits us in that way. Of course, we wanted to get into the fast 12. I think we've kind of been quick enough, but honestly, we're better in the warmer conditions. Yesterday we were really quick when it was really hot out, and tomorrow it's supposed to be a lot warmer than it is today. Obviously, it's very overcast. The track temps are down, and we tend to be a little bit better when they're warmer. So I think that's honestly pretty solid for what we have right now. And we're going to go in tomorrow with some extra tires and a decent starting spot.
Yeah, so how does that change what your game plan is even early on in the race tomorrow? With everything that can happen in turn one, you're kind of right in the middle of the hornet's nest. So how do you approach that tomorrow?
You know, it's all circumstantial. You can't really go into it with one mindset, because it always changes. So you just got to kind of react to the situations that are around you, especially when you're mid-pack like I am. So it's not a bad starting spot. You know, it definitely is in the mix of some things, especially going into turn one like we've seen in the past. But hopefully we keep our nose clean and we can come out on top in this number 14 machine, because we've been pretty solid this weekend, I feel like.
All right, looking good for Kyle Kirkwood. He'll start 13th tomorrow. That's his best qualifying effort since mid-Ohio, all the way back in July, Kevin. To the next round. Scott, what were you missing there? What more did you need?
I'm not sure. Like, balance was a little different to what we had this morning. Just we'd made a few changes, not big changes. Balance on blacks actually felt okay. There was probably a couple of things we could have made better for Q2 if we had moved on. Yeah, it just low on grip, I guess, on the reds. We just never really converted the speed, and kind of looks like that was the same for all three of us. But yeah, we didn't convert, which sucks.
Yeah, what have the conversations been like amongst the team, just to try to get all the Ganassi cars closer to where the Penske cars and the Andretti cars are?
Yeah, I think all of us are kind of been going down different roads. Just kind of fine-tuning for your own thing. I think the basic setup's pretty similar. It's frustrating because there's not a whole lot different that we've done from last year, and the cars were right at the pointy end of the field. So yeah, definitely frustrating, and here it's just such small amounts that you're missing, and unfortunately we didn't convert.
Marcus Ericsson is also going to have to come from further than he would like. When we talked after practice this morning, you were concerned about finding the pace. Where are you still lacking?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we did improve the car a bit now for qualifying, and I think we're closer to the fastest guys, so that was a step forward. But seemed to have been a bit on the back foot all weekend, and we just struggle a little bit. The car feels pretty good out there, but we just lacking a bit of pace. I think all three of us are quite close together there, and I felt like I hooked up some good laps, especially on the reds, but just missing that last couple of tenths and ultimate pace.
If you're not going to qualify well somewhere, is this as good as any place, considering the way this race has gone, where guys have come from the back and won it, and now you have extra red tires, which we think is preferred?
Yeah, you need to look at the positives, like you say, and there is, to be honest, this track is a track position race, but like you said, this place always seemed to, it seemed to be very much happening, turn one, and then yellow flags falling in different places can really flip the field. So that's the beauty of IndyCar, wherever you start on the grid, if you have a fast race car like we always have, we can still make a good result out of it. So we have to regroup and then see what we got tomorrow in the race.
Thanks, Marcus.
Second round, or second group in round one, I should say. So I talked to you before you got in the car. I think you maybe felt like there was a little more speed in that. So what were you missing there, or was it just something where it's just that tight?
It's just that tight. I think I didn't optimize the first lap. Struggled in turn two, which is a corner I've been struggling in the whole weekend, and didn't get the exit. Tried again the next lap, it was better, but I just couldn't get the tyre to hold for the rest of the lap. So super tight, it's the way it is. Shame to be knocked out, but we have good pace compared to some, so we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow you're in the middle of a lot of potential chaos at the start of this race. Have you thought about how you approach that now going into turn one, starting 14th tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I won't do what I did last year, which was use Roman as my breaking point. That didn't work so well last year, but yeah, you're in the middle. It's going to be a bowling pin fest, crash fest. Hopefully I come out of it alive.
All right, that's Callum, and he is a rookie, but he does have a race under his belt here, so at least knows what to expect going in it. So just missing the fast six, but how did you feel about your run?
Messed up turn 7, that last lap, so I think probably would have gone through otherwise. But yeah, good recovery from practice. Struggled in practice. We're down to P21, so P7, I think would take that going into qualifying, but obviously frustrating missing out with 100th to fast 6. But anyways, I think my mistake that time, so I'm sure we can go from there in the race.
So you'll be 7th, obviously, and you're not going to have the laps on your tires in the fast 6. So is that an advantage of sorts for tomorrow? What have you seen from the data there?
I think the reds look pretty good, so hopefully that will play into our advantage. But yeah, too early to know. I've seen in warm-up how it develops, but yeah, you never know.
All right, Felix Rosenqvist, he's going to qualify 7th and try and start from there tomorrow.
Of a second is what you're missing. Can you tell that difference? Can you diagnose what you were lacking when you're looking for half a tenth?
Yes, but yeah, we just weren't really good enough. I didn't really help anybody with making contact in turn 1 wall, but the guys got it fixed in time, and the car felt good and straight, so wasn't too worried about that. I think we just maybe missed it a little bit on balance for that second round. We tried to get a little bit more aggressive and ended up turning the car the other way, but I'm happy. I'm happy with how they rebounded, because our day could have been over after round 1. So props to the guys who are getting me back out there. 8th isn't terrible. We obviously want to be in that fast 6, but it's not awful, and we'll kind of look forward to the race and see what we need to do better.
You've still got another practice to sort the car more, but I'm already, and I'm sure you will soon be thinking about turn 1. Obviously, you'd love to be in the front row. Is that the biggest danger zone when you're back there in about row 4 of just hoping that no one else makes a mistake and stacks everything up and you get collected?
No, because the front row guys got taken out last year.
Good point.
So you're not,
there is no safe zone, is there?
Safe anywhere. Yeah, I think they're looking at something for the start zone here, but it is pretty brutal. Nobody wants to build up all these race cars and make them all fast and then go into turn 1 and ruin them. So we'll see what happens. It's so easy to do when you're back there. Oh my God, it all opens up and there's so many spots to gain, and then you hit everybody. So we'll see. Definitely have to keep my eyes on the start tomorrow and what we think is the best strategy for that. But I'll definitely be looking at some video tonight and seeing what I need to do to stay out of people's way and maybe make up some spots in the meantime.
And Colton will be Rinus VeeKay, ends up 12th in qualifying. So talked to you before. Wasn't really sure what you were going to have, so how did you feel about your qualifying run?
Well, I think, qualifying 3rd in our group at the beginning was really good. My goal was to get into the Fast 12 this weekend with the pace we've shown in practice, but, you always want more, so definitely don't want to be down the charts in the Fast 12. But, yeah, it felt like the whole feeling of the car just totally changed from one run to the other, so looking into that, but I think the team gave me a great car to comfortably make it through to the Fast 12. But I think we should have been pretty close to the Fast 6 there, or maybe in there. So tough, but yeah, we'll give it all tomorrow.
So there's a lot of talk, and there always is here, about turn 1, and you guys at the back of this group are kind of right in the middle of all the excitement. So what are your thoughts? Have you thought about your approach tomorrow to getting through turn 1?
Just don't get hit. that's the goal. Hopefully I can have a start where I can slot into the inside somewhere. When you're in the inside, when cars crash, spin, whatever, they always crash to the outside. So try to get into the inside there and just focus on what I can do and what other guys around me do. I cannot really affect. So we'll see how that goes. But I think we had a pretty good qualifying today, and we have a good clue on what we need tomorrow.
All right, solid day for the 21 car, and that's Rinus VeeKay, qualifies 12th today, Kevin.
20-year-old David Malukas is also pretty quick, missing out by about a half a tenth or so. So how do you assess your first trip in an IndyCar to Portland in your qualifying?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's a little bit unfortunate because we knew we had pace after practice 1, but it seems like with the cooler track temps, our car didn't seem to perform as well, and we were trying to catch up to it and couldn't really find the time in practice 2. And in qualifying, I think we got a little bit closer, but still, with the track temp dropping, we still couldn't really get as much as we wanted from it.
Final practice session later today. What do you want to get out of that? What still needs to be done to feel comfortable that you can attack and run up front tomorrow?
It's going to be the final practice, and obviously that's going to be full focus for the race. So I think we'll see how the car reacts on heavy fuel. And then, realistically, fuel strategy, all on racing side of things now. Completely different story.
Okay, thanks, David.
Thank you.
Already, Will, you've made up one position. Now you're going to start on the front row tomorrow. Now I heard your radio, and we were just chatting a little bit as well. What were you dealing with towards the end of this Firestone Fast 6 on your fast lap?
I grabbed my front roll bar, and when I went to bring my hand back up, and I pushed it too far, I brought my hand back up, shifted up a gear, going into 4, so I had to go down 2 gears instead of 1, and the bar went too far, which created a bunch of understeer, so I actually feel like we would have had a good chance to get a pole there, but that's on me. I should have just left the car. It was fine.
You've got teammates, at least one teammate around you tomorrow as the championship leader. How much thought, how much conversation will there be about how this race is going to start?
Man, it is the worst first corner in the whole series, so I don't know what the answer is to creating a bit more spread amongst the field. I think IndyCar said they want us to go really late, but watching the junior categories, I don't know whether that's good. That's really packing everyone up tight. Hard to say. So you're just at the mercy of all the guys behind you, just hoping that they do the right thing, and it's just such an inviting corner. So it's just, as we've seen with the races this weekend, and man, first turn for the junior categories has been a lot of mayhem. So even for the pole sitter was taken out twice and lost the championship because of it in F2000. So that's something we got to luck of the draw almost, yeah.
All right, good luck tomorrow. And guys, as you can see, there is a lot of angst from everyone with a championship on the line. 2 races remain and a huge wild card coming up tomorrow.
So Joseph Newgarden, his Team Penske teammate, qualified second. Of course, he'll have that 6th grid spot penalty tomorrow. So you were just looking at the data there. What did you see, and maybe what was the difference between you and Scott's lap there?
I just messed it up, plain and simple. I mean, we had a great lap going. This Hitachi car has been phenomenal this weekend. All of our cars have at Team Penske, which is a big effort from all the engineering staff, the mechanics. They really put a big emphasis on this weekend and tried to get ahead last week, and I think we did an amazing job at that. So, I just totally whiffed in turn 7 on my quick lap there. So, probably dropped to 10th or 2/10. That's the difference, but, Scott did a great job. He's been on it all weekend, same as Will. I think all 3 of us have just been all, on top of each other, which has been great for this team. So we're in a good spot for tomorrow. Just really disappointed in myself. I just wish I would have executed that lap a little bit better at the end.
Knowing that you have that starting position penalty tomorrow, does that or did that impact your thought process or how hard you pushed, or does that even matter at that point?
Oh, no. I mean, it's just normal qualifying.
All right, thanks, Joseph.
When I chatted with Scott before he got in the car before qualifying, I said, how thirsty are the 3s? And you said, yes, we are ready to be quenched. How about that? That's impressive. 1, 2, 3 Team Penske, and you top your more experienced teammates.
Yeah, credit to everyone at Team Penske. We weren't great here last year, but we'll come back here with 3 hot rods, and yeah, absolutely, we're all pushing each other. Will, Joseph, myself, and to get pole was obviously a great thing. Freightliner Chevy feels good. Chevy power is great, and looking forward to the race tomorrow.
So we've talked before about what your role is, and people ask, are you here to help your teammates? You can essentially do both things, help your cause and help them at the same time, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We know the rules. We're Penske drivers. We know that when we get employed, what we need to do. When the team wins, we all win. And for me, I've just got to focus on what I'm doing. If I can be at the front and take points off others winning the race, that's exactly what we want to do. So, but yeah, until I'm mathematically out of it, I want to keep going hard and keep trying to win races. And I'm feeling really good in the car. It's just building on to really good things for next year, and just really proud of the group. These guys and girls work very hard, and I'm very very proud of them, and it's a big testament to them.
You started the season with a pole and a win, so it's been there all year. But let's just say where you finished last year.
Yeah.
Where's the confidence in it from this time a year or so ago?
Yeah, I was just a different man, I guess, in some ways. I think this time last year I was a little bit confused of where I wanted to be in terms of the car setup and stuff, and we finally sort of clicked towards the end. And yeah, I'm really proud. This Freightliner Chevy feels good. I feel good in the car, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Got something for you here, an NTT P1 award. Congratulations. Scott McLaughlin is going to lead the field to the green here at Portland tomorrow afternoon.
He's going to be really antsy to get himself a nice gap. Not so much on his teammate, Scott McLaughlin, who he'll start next to, but everybody else behind. Those voices are already in Will's head. before the races even started, as you see the results.
This is how they finished, but this is not how they'll start. Reminding you, Newgarden will disappear from the front row, and he'll slide back down on to the 4th row.
Felix Rosenqvist just missing out, but good effort from the McLaren crew. The surprise there, like we talked about, Andretti Autosport, 0 cars represented in the Firestone Fast 6. Good job from Rinus VeeKay to get up to the top 12 there.
Couple of rookies on row 7, Kyle Kirkwood and Callum Ilott. They'll be in the middle of all the action. And Scott Dixon and teammate Marcus Ericsson, championship contenders. They'll have to come diff from way back.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise for them. They would have liked to have been a lot further up with just 2 races left on this year's calendar. It is championship time. It is pressure time. And Scott McLaughlin performed the best under that pressure to grab the NTT P1 award. We're not done here yet today from Portland International Raceway. Final practice coming up live here on Peacock at 7:15 Eastern tonight.